back, guys, to another Your Story imaging video. My name is Daniel, for those of you that don't know me, and I live here in LA. I'm here to just basically talk to you guys about the hard truth of being a video photographer. Number one, getting right down to the point, is that it can feel very limiting. And what I mean by that is that when you go out and find a new client to go shoot for example, we're going to use the example of finding somebody for a music video. Let's say you find somebody and basically they already have like an idea of like what they want to do, and they create a shot list, and you basically have to go with it instead of you trying to think of certain things. Maybe you could work together to create certain things happen for the video, but for the most part, I mean, it's going to go based off of whatever their idea is. So I know it can feel limiting, and you can only get creative in the transitions and maybe the color grading, but you know, we all gotta keep in mind that we have to keep pushing through, especially when you are first starting to build your portfolio. You kind of don't have much of a choice, so that way you can just go ahead and keep growing as a creator. For number two, we have chasing the trend. You know, you don't always have to have the latest gear. As we've always heard, we have to just work with what we have, and that's honestly the truth. You know, I didn't always have the best gear, the latest gear, but I did what I could, especially on video editing, to create better videos or to try to stand out in my own way. Now, if you're chasing the trend, you're not going to feel comfortable all the time trying to create the latest trends on videos, and you're going to feel very discouraged. I'm like, oh, my video's not as good, and you know, I mean, you're probably gonna feel that way either way, but don't worry. Just be comfortable in how you're posting your images. And if it's a gig that you already posted about, I'm sure you have lots of more content on your library that'll show different point of views of like your shoot, or how it's been done before and after, maybe before you color graded and after you color graded. Just do a lot of those, and you'll organically start getting followers or maybe likes. It might not happen like instantly, but you know, over time you start getting the attention of other people. One idea that I do have for this is that if it's something that you already posted in the past, then you know, like if it's a photo, then maybe you could somehow turn those photos into a video clip, and then, you know, for Instagram Reels. And if it's a video clip, then maybe you can go ahead and post screen grabs, which are like screenshots of different parts of clips that you shot for a certain video. And plus, it'll help not only you, but it'll help also promote this artist that you shot for, whether it's for photography or for video. Now, number three is going to have to be about being authentic. I like to be around people and, you know, sharing good vibes and whatnot, but you never know who you're gonna have as far as the client goes. They may be grumpy, they may be very needy, but you just kind of have to roll with the punches, you know, especially when you're first starting out as a creator. Now, I know it always feels like you have to be really nice to people just because you're getting paid, but even if you're not getting paid, you have to really think about the long game here, just because especially when you're first starting out your portfolio, think about the long game. You're going to need these clients, the content that you're getting from them, in order for you to grow in certain niches that you're shooting for, so that it makes it easier for you to grow in that segment, so you can get more clients for that type of thing that you hopefully like doing more. You also have to try really hard to keep your word, because then, especially when you're first starting out, those people are going to start recommending you to others, and you know, as you're continuing to work on your craft, people will see that and be like, hey, does anybody know like a photographer? And then the person that you worked with in the past will be like, hey, well, this guy's really reliable, he's a great person, and he's always kept his word. The good thing is that there are still people out there that care about your craft. For example, if it's like a wedding that you're shooting, or if it's an artist that is only focused mainly on their music and not so much on the video side of things, they'll let you go ahead and do whatever it is that you need to do in order for make, you know, the visuals happen and come to life. Number four, I know it can be hard to make money, especially in the beginning when you're on a project and you're editing like a million photos and trying to find the best clip for a video in order for you to make a story happen on a video. Time is money, and I know you might not feel like you're charging enough, or even if you're doing a project for free, but just remember that everything will be worth it in the long run, so that you can build a large enough portfolio and you can eventually start charging more and more. But I'm not saying take every single gig. You know, you have to learn and know when to say no for a certain gig. Now for number 5, it's actually going to be learning multiple skills, okay? And invoices is actually one of them. If you start off in the beginning by invoicing people, I mean, it'll be better on your end, because then you'll struggle less down the road, and then people will see you as a more higher professional in the very beginning. Especially, you guys have to learn how to price your work, okay? So just look around your market and go based off of that. If you feel like you're not charging enough, then you can go higher and higher as you go. But you know, when you first start off, don't be charging like, hey, I'm charging $1,000 for this. No, well, where's your portfolio? You know, I need to see your work. So yeah, just start off at a certain point and then you work your way up throughout time. You guys also have to learn that others have to send you deposits, because you never know when someone's going to bail on you. And this has actually happened to me in the past, where I show up to a shoot and I'm like, hey man, where you at? And they never really respond, and then maybe an hour or two later they're like, oh hey, my bad, I got caught up with some stuff, and then can we shoot another day? And that's, you know, that sucks. You're there working hard, you're ready to go, and then you took the time to travel and get there on time or even ahead of time, and they end up bailing out on you. So yeah, you have to learn to always have your deposit, so that whenever like a shoot like that or any kind of shoot happens, at least you got your deposit and they can go ahead and rebook you again for a later time. Now I know I said that you shouldn't be chasing trends, but at least try to become more creative with your work. I mean, even standard, you know, pictures where there's no foreground are still great, but if you start using foreground in your photos or in your videos, then, you know, just creating better transitions instead of just cuts, if possible, because I know you can overuse transitions in videos, then yeah, like people will start to contact you more and more, and they'll love your work. I'm not saying that they won't for normal photos, but at least it'll help you stand out more compared to others. So that'll be all for this video. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and put them down in the comments below. I'm just trying to be as truthful as possible, how it's like to be a video photographer, because it's not always sunshine and rainbows, you know. So with that being said, I'll leave you guys with the question you guys can ask others. What's your story?